Tonight's score preview takes us to Kewanee. The Boilermakers are heading into their second year with head coach Matt Taylor. Jenna Miner has a story on the veteran Kewanee squad and how the Boilermakers hope to grow this season.
Down, ready to go.
The Kewanee football program saw lots of success last year.
Continue on some of the things we started, we've implemented, maintain the expectations, and we're always attempting to raise them.
Doubling their wins from the previous season and making the playoffs. All with a new coach.
Coach Taylor, he's a great coach. Everyone was a little nervous getting a new coach, but he's awesome. He comes out and gives it his best to the players.
Good. It's all right. It happened.
Now, Coach Matt Taylor is ready for his second year at the helm.
We're looking to go into the playoffs again, compete for the conference. Goal's always to win the conference. We've got some great competition within the conference and some perennial powerhouses, but we're just going to build on what we did last year.
The Boilermakers optimistic in their team and the experience they have on the field.
At last count, it was 20 seniors. It's a good problem to have. Some of the biggest problems are making sure you can get the ball and get them all on the field at certain times. It's like having more coaches on the field. We've got multiple 3-year starters coming back, both offensively and defensively.
Those 20 seniors focused on taking the younger players under their wings.
I want to have just a good leadership position on the team. I just want to lead by example and show other people that, show them the right way and what you really should do.
Just to be a leader to the freshmen and sophomores coming up. Some of these players never played before, so come in and showing them what to do. It's just try to be a leader on the team.
Just as they've had before.
I remember 6th grade year, I came here and I was new. Everybody was very accepting. All these guys are just good dudes, and everybody's real nice. Everybody's real friendly. And just growing up with them, it's just been so much fun to see everybody grow and become better. All sports, everybody plays all different sports here, and I'm just really excited just to see what everybody has in store. This is a big time for everybody to prove just how hard they've been working all these years.
In Kewanee, Jenna Miner, WQAD News 8 Sports. Mercer County football is known for its tradition.
That culture and the history in the program is something that really just gives me chills to this day.
A tradition that current Golden Eagle football players have always been eager to be a part of.
I remember when I was a little kid coming to these games and just hearing the stands roaring, and I just always, since I was this tall, I always just wanted to be a part of that and kind of be a part of that culture. So it's really exciting to kind of be a senior and be a captain as well, to kind of be a leader of all of that.
I was pretty young, but when they won state and then the semifinal appearance you have, and I just remember, and that's what you are born into, is just coming here every Friday night as a kid and watching the games and seeing all those older guys that you look up to, and then now getting to be that person, it's a pretty great experience.
It's an experience that head coach Tanner Matlick understands firsthand.
Sophomores and freshmen down there!
You play down in a bowl, it's electric on Friday nights. Like I talked about, the history of the program, multiple state titles, multiple state championship game appearances, and that's what we're focused on, is bringing that back to our kids. I got to experience that as a player here with playoff success and having a good coaching staff and that atmosphere on Friday nights, and that's what I want to give back to these kids.
The football program getting a piece of their history back this year, joining the Three Rivers Conference, which will ignite some of the Golden Eagles' old rivalries.
We're excited about the new challenges we'll face. We're excited about the teams we'll play, renewing some old rivalries there with Rockridge, Sherrard, Orion, Monmouth, Roseville.
The Golden Eagles excited for the community connection the new conference brings.
We're where we should be. These teams, we all got buddies from all over this new conference. So it'll be fun, having little rivalries with our friends.
A lot of us know each other by names, or at least familiar with the other people, and I think that means something deeper.
As for the team dynamic, Mercer County brings back a strong senior class that's ready to embrace their leadership roles.
My biggest goal was to kind of just be a bigger brother to these guys. I want them to feel comfortable talking to us and just be role models for these kids, because I know when I was a freshman, that's who I looked up to the most.
In Aledo, Jenna Miner, WQAD News 8 Sports.
We are less than 2 weeks away from the start of the high school football season. Tonight, we continue our score previews with a stop at Moline. Mike Morrissey is entering his 8th year at the helm. The Maroons are coming off a 4-5 season, but as Corey Kuffler shows us, Moline is ready to contend for a Western Big Six title and a return to the playoffs.
As Mike Morrissey looks at his Moline football program, he is excited about what he sees.
I think the steps that they've taken and the maturity that they've taken to be a competitive football player and kind of get ready to write their chapter in our football history has been tremendous.
Moline missed the playoffs for the first time under Coach Morrissey.
You know, we take full responsibility for the shortcomings that we had last year. Our kids did everything we asked them to do. We just came up short at times.
This year's players also want to return to Moline's winning ways.
Thinking of what happened last year, it charges us, made us have more fuel every single day and every single lift and every single practice, so we take it hard on every single guy no matter who you are.
The Maroons returned several starters on both sides of the ball, which should help them improve.
We bring a lot of guys back. We have a lot of linemen that have taken snaps for us. We have guys in the secondary that had to jump in just out of necessity last year, and they're going to be in the mix.
The Maroons will continue to work out of the wing tee and will have plenty of options offensively.
I think we have at least two, maybe three running backs that have at least that type of speed, and they do get out in the open field. They're going to be able to break a long run, which we didn't have last year.
Our speed, run a lot of outside runs, belly. That's a good play for us. A lot of these guys are good outside on the towards the numbers, so they're all running pretty fast.
Wing right. Ready?
Defensively, Moline has a senior-laden group coming back.
We got a couple guys back, safety, Jack Sibley, dog, he's a dog. And we got a couple D linemen that coming back too, and we just got special guys on that defense.
And those seniors feel a sense of urgency to get the program back on track.
All of us want to be there, be senior guys, it's their whole goal all year, just playoffs, getting past second round.
In Moline, Corey Kuffler, WQAD News 8 Sports. It's just after midnight on Saturday morning, and the lights are on at Muscatine Stadium.
It's first day of full contact. What can I say? Everybody likes to hit.
It's just like a Muskie tradition. We get out here and do things, or hit each other as hard as we can.
It's tough on, especially us old guys having to get up, stay up this late, but the kids love it, the community loves it, so it's a lot of fun.
It's the first chance for coaches to see who is ready to step up this season.
The biggest thing is for our offense and defensive side to be able to go full contact and see what we have, where we are at this point.
Muscatine head coach Mike Truitt may be in his first year with the Muskies, but he's no stranger to the program.
This is my 30th year coaching, so I've been around long enough. I knew what it was going to entail.
Mike takes over a team that went 4-5 in 2023 and just missed out on making the postseason.
This is the first year we had 12 kids that never missed a day of summer workouts. That tells you right there that they're committed, and that and being here every day, coming out, they're working their tails off, and it's exciting.
The Muskies graduated 20 seniors from last year, and this group is a little bit smaller, but still just as determined to keep that tradition going.
This year I think we have 12, but a lot of us started last year, so a lot of us juniors, so it's not that big of a change, but it's going to be something to get used to.
And we have a lot of younger guys that are coming up, but they're doing really good.
While many may think of Muscatine and think of the past, this team is committed to a strong ground game.
It's going to be really important for us because if we get that run game going, then eventually we can pass the ball and it'll throw them off a little bit.
This year's team is determined to make sure they reach all their goals this season.
A winning record for sure. That's one of our main goals.
Make the playoffs and have a decent run. We have to never take the foot off the pedal, and just got to keep going through the whole season and make sure we stay healthy.
Our score preview brings us out to Eldridge. North Scott is coming off an 8-3 season with a trip to the quarterfinals. While the Lancers may have lost a few key players from that season, North Scott is loaded with plenty of talent on both sides of the ball once again. Over the last 7 years, the North Scott football team has won 62 games. So the Lancers know a little something about reloading.
The standard doesn't change. We're going to be physical. We're going to play great defense, special teams, and we're going to try and be explosive on offense.
The biggest spot they will miss offensively is at quarterback, as two-year starter Kyler Girardi is now at Iowa.
The trigger man this year is going to be Chase Smith. And, we talk with our quarterbacks every year is I want you to be you, because all of our quarterbacks got great strength. Chase has put a lot of work into his craft. He spent a lot of time on, his quarterback skills, and I'm excited to watch him play this year.
And he will have plenty of weapons to throw to this year.
Me, Cash, and Carson, every time we mostly go over to his house before games sometimes, and we always have a good relationship. So, I think it's going to transfer over to the field and have some good chemistry there.
While the Lancers have depth with their skill positions, they will need a young line to grow up quick.
I think a big part of your team every year, a lot of guys, you talk a lot about your skill guys, But, you know, you win and lose football games if you can, you know, establish the line of scrimmage on both sides.
There's definitely some competition on some spots here, and everyone fighting for spots, and I think that's a great thing because, you know, guys fighting for spots is going to, who's going to be the best, who's going to fill the role, you know, who's going to do the best for our team.
After a second-round playoff loss, the Lancers want more this year.
We need to get better at practicing at a high level every day, you know, and just making sure everyone understands that standard, that this is what it looks like to practice at a championship level.
One thing that will be different in Eldridge is their field, going from natural grass to turf.
It looks beautiful. I'm excited to get on it full time.
It makes me hyped up, the amount of red and silver here, so yeah, it's amazing.
We've been seeing it from the lab when we're working out. We've seen the stands, like the shell of it, and we're like, wow, it's pretty big, and it's pretty cool to be on it now. Turf feels amazing, and it's great. Can't wait to have first game out here.
The Orion Chargers are on the hunt for one thing.
Our senior class has not made the playoffs at Orion, so we're hoping to make it there, break the series of loss going on there.
That makes you better.
Ending a 3-year playoff drought won't be easy.
Everybody go!
But it's a challenge the Chargers are ready to take head on.
We're not rewriting anything, you know, reinventing the wheel, so to speak. We're going to do what we do, and we're going to be fundamentally sound and take care of the ball and play with a lot of enthusiasm, and that stuff will take care of itself.
A small but mighty team.
3, 1, 2, 3.
We're strong. We're going to be a strong group. We might not look strong or big, but we are.
Trying to place all the right pieces.
There are only 21 of them. You know, like that's the ongoing question I've had all off season. You know, what are you going to do with all these guys that are not here?
One piece in particular looking to keep growing, the Chargers quarterback, Cale Filler.
Always improve, limit turnovers, take what the defense gives me, just be better than what I was last year.
He's the one out there orchestrating the whole deal. So we got to coach him up and make sure that he is the best to make great decisions. And man, I live and die with his decisions. And he comes through. He knows where the ball needs to go and who needs to be getting the ball. Just have practice. You'll get your eyes up here.
Of course, every quarterback needs some good receivers, and Coach Chip Filler is convinced his team has just that.
We bring two talented receivers, and Jake Bainbridge and Owen Voorhees back offensively. We have maybe a kid that's going to sneak up on people, but if I keep saying his name too much, then they're going to start covering him. But a sophomore receiver in Aaron Moore who's done a really good job in the summer.
Only 21 players, but the team's connection isn't small.
Being done with football is not something I want to do, but these guys, I've grown up with them 16, 17 years of my life, all of them. I've known all of them forever. I'm just excited to be together with them and have a great season.
In Orion, Jenna Miner, WQAD News 8 Sports.
We are just 48 hours away from the first Friday night of high school football. We continue our score previews this evening with a stop at Spartan Stadium. Pleasant Valley has some new faces and new places, but the goals all remain the same. Expectations are always high at Pleasant Valley High School, and the Spartans wouldn't want it any other way.
That's why you play this game. That's why you play sports, go out there and compete. So if you're going to go out and compete and give a good account of yourself, you got to have high expectations.
Pleasant Valley has piled up 35 victories in the last 4 seasons alone.
We've had a lot of really great teams these past couple of years, a lot of great senior classes. Throughout the entire summer, we've worked really hard every summer, and I feel like the expectations are always the same because I think our team deserves it.
Expectations are on all of us. We want to be great players, but most importantly, we want to be great people. You know, we don't go out, be good members of society. You know, I think that's what our program's about.
This year's Spartans will no doubt have a different look. Pleasant Valley must replace a talented senior class, but has the horses to do just that.
We got a solid senior class. We've got some guys that played a lot of football for us. Still trying to bring some of those younger guys along, and we're seeing signs of that. You know, when you're playing the premier division in Iowa, 5A, you know, you got to have some depth.
The Spartans' strength starts in the trenches, with Iowa commit Joey Van Wetsinga alongside Max Smeltzer and Kyle Vanderhart leading a talented front line.
We got some guys up front who've been through it on both sides of the ball, and kind of lean on those guys a little bit. And again, we got some guys on their feet too.
I think we're a physical offensive line. We just need to establish our IQ a little bit, you know, call out double teams, pulling guards and stuff. And I think when we get that, I think we'll be unbeatable.
Pleasant Valley will have a new signal caller under center. Harrison Fierce takes the reins and has all the potential to be the next in a long line of successful Spartan quarterbacks.
Got to replace Coy. Coy had to replace Caden. Caden had to replace Barrett. And Harrison Fierce is going to be our guy under center. And he's an excellent athlete, and he's been getting better week in and week out.
He's been great during practice. He's one of the fastest guys I know. I know he's probably one of the fastest guys at the high school. He's really motivating too. He's a great leader in the huddle.
Our score preview takes us down I-80 to Princeton. The Tigers are coming off another deep playoff run and return plenty of talent that will look to go even farther this season.
Let's go.
There are some very familiar faces inside the Princeton huddle, starting with their offense.
We've got our quarterback returning, and then right now we've got, 6 to 7 guys that we can throw in the backfield that, we feel comfortable at any point in time.
The Tigers return 2 running backs that rush for 2,500 yards and 37 touchdowns with Casey Etheridge and Ace Christensen.
Casey and Ace are just quite a dynamic duo. Definitely provides a lot of confidence in our running game. We know we've got something back there, so just put it on our line to make those holes, and those guys are going to make something happen down the field.
And they have another weapon, tight end Noah Laporte, who has already committed to Northwestern.
He's a very humble kid, very hardworking, and that example, you have a kid that's going to go play college football at the highest level, but yet he's going to be the first one there, and he's going to work as hard as anybody else, and that has absolutely been fantastic for our younger kids to see.
The Tigers have won 6 straight conference titles, and this year's team wants to keep that streak going.
Build on the success, that our former teams have had, but at the same time, we haven't been able to get past the semifinals.
Something the players are very aware of heading into this season.
It frustrates us because we're striving for greatness and perfection. I think that's what Coach preaches us every day. We've got to try to strive as close to perfection as we can. We've had those past failures, and it's just been little mistakes in those games, and I feel like that'll just finally lift the weight off the shoulders of the Princeton program and provide a new boost of confidence that we can get past the quarters, we can win it.
The Ridgewood Spartans are passionate.
Football's always been a way of life for me, and it's when I'm out here, it feels like home.
Right. A team that's motivated for the upcoming season.
Here we go.
And part of it stems from last year.
We were trying to redeem from last season, try to win it this time instead of losing again.
Spartans lost in the championship game against Amboy. Ridgewood using it to fuel their fire, but making sure to keep the focus on themselves.
To be honest with you, we haven't talked about it too much. We just try to be consistent in what we're doing. And so that's what our emphasis is, just trying to be consistent and improve, and that if we do those things and operate in a successful manner, good things will happen for us.
All eyes are on the Spartans' Week 1 game.
Now, yes.
A rematch of that title game against Amboy.
It'll be a good matchup for both of us, I think. Let us kind of know, they obviously lost some key parts, we lost some key parts, and kind of see where we're going to be. And then with the way some things shook out the schedule, we'll find out in midseason where we're at, So, we fully expect them to have a really nice club again, and, we're cautiously optimistic that we'll have a nice club again.
The Spartans returning their leading rusher, Roy Sandberg, but also navigating some lineup changes.
It'll be a feeling out process for us of finding our new playmakers. We'll look the same, but in the next breath we'll be a little bit different because, our guys that we think can make plays and open up games for us are in different positions than they were before.
Ridgewood is optimistic that their experience will carry them through.
When we were a little bit younger, we experienced success, and now we think we got what it takes to make a deep run.
The countdown to kickoff continues on the high school gridiron tonight. Our score previews continue with a stop at Rocktown. The Rocks are ready for year 2 under Fritz Diudone and enter 2024 with plenty of momentum.
62 choice. Hey, 62 choice.
Year 1 of the Fritz Diudone era at Rock Island got off to a rocky start.
These guys had to learn a whole new offense, whole new defense, a whole new head coach and its temperament, the pace of practice, how we practice.
The Rocks started 0-5 in 2023. And while doubt on the outside grew, the Rocks themselves simply doubled down.
We knew after the 0-5 happened, we knew we had to turn something. We had to make a little name for ourselves, a bigger name.
We had the family conversation, and I remember one practice telling the guys how, hey, I'm going to keep working to put them in the best position. I need them to keep the course, keep working. Success is coming, you know. And then you could just tell it just clicked.
As a result, the Rocks won 3 of their last 4 games, sending the seniors off in style and giving Rock Island plenty of momentum moving forward.
Winning those last 3 games back-to-back, I just felt amazing. It just helped the team out, and it's going to help out this year, bring that momentum.
Our numbers have grown. I'm sitting here right now trying to figure out if I'll have enough jerseys and uniforms for the entire program, because the kids have felt the difference, they've noticed the difference, and they're excited.
Yeah. Leading the Rock Island offense in 2024 will be returning starting quarterback Javion Clark-Pugh. The senior brings experience and plenty of talent and is eager to take that next step.
You know, I told Juice this summer that for him to basically be confident in how good he is, how good he truly is. You know, it didn't look the part at all last year, but you know, Juice ended up second in conference in yards. And so he's had a phenomenal summer.
The game's just slowing way more down. Just way slower now. We want to win conference. We haven't done it in 10 years, so we want to do that.
The last Western Big Six title for Rock Island came back in 2015, a drought that the Rocks won't shy away from.
I told them not to be afraid of expectations, not to shy away from expectations, that it's okay for us to talk about having the goal of A, bettering our record, and B, pushing Quincy for the top of the conference.
The expectations remain the same this fall in Edgington, Illinois.
I always have to preface this by saying this isn't a cocky statement, but here at Rockridge, we expect to be making noise in November.
The Rockets enter 2024 with plenty of confidence and with good reason. Rockridge has piled up 19 victories in the last 2 seasons and boast plenty of returning talent.
We've got some talent coming back, like you said, at receivers. We got a lot coming back. We have Landon Bull, who's a all-state, first-team all-state player at outside linebacker and tackle. He's coming back for us. So, you know, we've got some guys that we can lean on.
It's a winning talk here. I mean, we've had a lot of winning programs. I mean, haven't had many losing teams in the last 10 years. So, I mean, coaching is a big part of that. They come out here and push us every day to be the best we can.
Another reason for optimism in Edgington resides under center. Colin Schweigen returns after starting last fall as a freshman. That experience and a solid offseason has the now sophomore feeling more ready than ever.
Yeah, everything slowed down for sure after the first game. You know, we worked Graves, helped me. I was in here after school working on reads, all that, Coach Nelly, quarterbacks, getting the right reads from coverages. Just getting better.
When I look back on those first couple games, sometimes I was too timid with play calling and not being aggressive because I was trying to protect a freshman. And I think that also helps not only him coming back and having reps under his belt and seeing the growth he had in 1 year, but also a coaching standpoint is, hey, we can let this kid unleash a little bit more.
The Rockets are ready to roll with their eyes set on another postseason run in November.
We're not let's get to 5 wins and hand out playoff t-shirts and celebrate. That's not what we're about. That's not the end of our story. So, you know, every year we have high expectations. We expect to be one of the teams that people have to talk about come November.
The Sherrard football team enters the 2024 season with a fire under them.
Not making playoffs is kind of a bummer for us because, you know, we haven't made playoffs in a long time. We could have been there, you know.
The Tigers won just 3 games last fall, but we're left thinking, what if?
We were so close last year. 3 or 4 games that we lost by a touchdown. We didn't get over the hump last year to get to playoffs, but I think we have an opportunity this year.
We kind of feel like we had some unfinished business a little bit.
The Tigers have their eyes on one goal this fall, making it to the playoffs for the first time since 2009.
We can win games. We can be winners. You know, our team motto is win the day. We say it every day. We try and do it in school, on the field, outside of school, just whenever. We try and put that in their heads.
Sherrard returns a strong core of players who are eager to hit the ground running.
Carter Brown's a name you'll hear a lot, returning all-conference player on both offense and defense. So we're certainly expecting big things out of him once again this year. Garrett Woodward's another great player for us. Grady Steele's a senior coming off injuries. Last year's a junior that we missed, but he was an all-conference player as a sophomore. So those are three of the names that are probably pretty familiar, I think, to most people, and certainly three of the guys that we're going to rely on quite a bit.
The Tigers are fully aware of what it'll take to break through this season.
I think in the last few years, sir, we've done a good job of getting Sherrard kind of back on the map and being competitive across the board with every team we face. So hopefully another really competitive season. The track's always a very difficult conference to compete in, but we feel like we've made some really good steps here the last 3 years, and going into year number 4, we hope we continue that.
I've put a few high expectations on me and the team, so I think we're going to be really good. Passes in the past, I'm trying to look in the future now.
In Sherrard, Jenna Miner, WQAD News 8 Sports.
Ready? Before the Sterling Newman football players even step on the field, they know they are a target for other teams.
When you have a tradition and history where you have a lot of success, you're always going to be that team that's recognized.
And each year the players are ready to accept the challenge.
You got to give everything you got because it's the last time you'll be playing high school ball, so just every day getting better.
Year 3 with head coach Mike LeMay, and each year the Blue Machine is getting better on the offensive side of the ball.
Our execution is fantastic. Our timing on stuff is better. The way we're hitting things, it just makes you excited.
I've been running it since 4th grade as wishbone, just straight at them, like quick. This one's a little more timing based.
Coach LeMay here, we've been spreading some stuff out and running a few new plays, new formations.
In order for Newman to execute that offense, they will be relying on a brand new front 5.
It doesn't matter what football team you're on. If you don't got it up front, you're going to have some trouble. They've gotten a lot stronger in the weight room. They understand what our scheme is going into year 3.
Comets will also have plenty of speed to work with on both sides of the ball.
Quite honestly, I think we might be a little faster, so that's always good, but we're ready to line up, we're ready to play aggressive.
Daniel Kelly will help anchor the defense from his middle linebacker position.
We graduated a lot. Half of our defense we graduated, but our linebacker core is the exact same.
He's the quarterback of the defense. I depend on him a lot. I know he takes a lot on his shoulders, but this will be his 3rd year doing it, so he's got a lot of experience.
The Comets have made the playoffs each of the last 3 years, but they are looking for more this season.
Getting past first round, doing better than last year.
Make it past the first round of playoffs. That last 2 years, like I said, we've been out. So definitely just go as far as we can.
Our next stop on the Score Preview Trail is over in East Moline. The United Township football team eager to find their team identity this year after graduating a large group of seniors last season. United Township football is focused on the present.
So it just brings everybody together, the potential of the class, knowing that we're still young, but we're not gonna wait till next year. We want to get it right now, work hard for it right now. There's no we want to keep on going right now and just keep it succeeding.
The Panthers have a young group.
When you graduate 23 seniors, it's inevitable that you're going to be a little bit younger than you were before.
But a group that's excited to navigate their team chemistry and potential this year.
The season is imminent, and there's a great sense of urgency, but just excited for our guys to come together and form their own identity, and what's the 2024 version want to look like, what do they want their legacy to be, and it's been fun to watch these young men and lady kind of come together as a team.
Head coach Nick Welch emphasizing leadership and character.
The greatest coaches and the greatest leaders, sports or not sport related, they always say that, leadership guides the ship. And great teams aren't led by coaches, they're led by players. And I'm excited. I really am proud of the way our leadership is taken this team. And we got a long way to go, but one day at a time, so far so good.
The players understand how important those traits are as well.
Hold each other accountable of everything, not just blaming others and trying to get on everybody about everything. Just take accountability, bring players up, and basically, just get the team going and encourage everybody.
Hey, Squeeze, come on. We're all building off each other's energy, and we're pushing each other. Our top guys, the leaders, are making everybody better. everybody's like, well, that guy's doing good, I'm gonna do what he does, and we're just building together. We're kind of like in sync now.
The Panthers might be young, but they're talented and ready to tackle the season.
Honestly, despite our youth, I really like our size up front on both sides of the ball. I think we have some big kids that are strong, that put a lot of time in the weight room, and it's showing. And then at skill positions, you know, one of the things that we've traditionally been pretty strong with is our athleticism and our speed, and I think that continues. The challenge is getting those young guys when the lights turn on and there's 3,000, 4,000 people here to continue to do their job and stay within the framework of what they're being coached and what their abilities are. Know yourself, know your teammates, know your job, and do your job.